after more than 2 years and $7 million spent by the Benghazi Committee out of taxpayer funds, it had today reported it had found nothing to contradict the conclusions of the Independent Accountability Board or the conclusions of the prior multiple earlier investigations carried out on a bipartisan basis in the Congress. So I'll leave it to others to characterize this report, but I think it's pretty clear it's time to move on.
All right, that's what she would like us to do. Joining us now is Republican Congressman from the great state of Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn, Chairman of the Congressional Select Committee on Infant Lives and Vice Chair of the Congressional Committee on Energy and Commerce. Hello, Congressman.
Hello.
Well, happy
That was quite a statement, wasn't it?
Yeah. Look, I got to tell you, though, I think the Republicans, I don't know, I'm just so tired of the Republicans and their inability to get the message out. I think Trey Gowdy and some of the people on that committee did it yesterday. But, of course, we found out Hillary lied to us about the video because she told her daughter and the Prime Minister of Egypt that it was a terrorist attack. That's one huge thing to come out of this committee.
Well, and you're right on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
See, and here's what I think. When you listen to what she had to say, but then when you go in and actually read what is in the report, and see, this is what they're hoping, is nobody is going to read it. And when you read it, you see that what they did was spend their time the night of the attack trying to concoct a cover-up. And what they're trying to do is get people to look the other way and not look at the fact that they had 10 action items on their agenda, and out of those, 5 were trying to video. So they sat there. Chris Stevens is missing. They do not know if he's alive or dead. Instead of saying, how do we get some assets in there? How are we going to handle this and start moving some assets toward Benghazi? And bear in mind, that is one of the things that came out in the report. They didn't have anything moving the direction of Benghazi. And so anyway, they sit there trying to concoct a cover-up of what they're going to say. I think it is egregious. I think it is more than a lie. I think that it is such a calculated, deceptive move. Somebody like that should never, ever be president of the United States.
Yeah, very, very well said. All right, let's get to, before we get to the terror attack and some more politics, the Supreme Court decision on abortion. And, you know, I guess they talk about this whole thing is about women's health. Well, I guess they decided women's health when it comes to the effectiveness and cleanliness of a facility and the quality of doctors doesn't mean much as long as she's having an abortion.
Well, you would begin to think that from reading the decision. What you have to look at is Congress has been involved in setting standards, or legislative branches have been involved in setting standards for health care and health care delivery, health care access. But what they've done is to carve out abortion. Now, the Gosnell murders are the reason the states started looking at the fact that there needed to be inspections and standards in these abortion clinics. And then after that point, after that came to light with the Gosnell House of Horrors, states started to move forward with monitoring these abortion clinics like outpatient medical facilities, making certain that doctors had admitting privileges at a hospital that was near, things of that nature. And it's so instructive to look at the fact that after Texas passed this law, they had a slew of clinics in Texas closed down because they knew they would not be able to meet that standard. So you have to look at it as you say, that women's health does not deserve the standards that have been set for the rest of the medical community, or either the court thinks that abortion is not women's health.
Talking about, yeah, go ahead.
But I think that's the two views you can take on that.
Congressman, people going to be traveling, 4th of July holiday, still Ramadan. How concerned are you about an attack like we saw in Istanbul or like we saw recently overseas happening here again?
Yeah, I think we're all concerned. The FBI tells us we have terrorist cells in all 50 states. All 50 states. They have people under surveillance on the watch list in all 50 states. This has happened because we are loose on immigration. We have an open southern border, and people have come into the country illegally. They're not being followed. They're not being tracked. They have overstayed visas. ICE does not know where they're currently located. They've come into colleges and universities. The schools don't track them. They lose track of them once that visa expires. So what we have is an infiltration. And I think we are all very concerned about this. 42 lives have been lost in Turkey. Our hearts break for those individuals that are impacted and for their families and for their loss. And we know that ISIS and these terrorist groups feel emboldened and their activity is on the rise. It is not in retreat. And therefore, we know it is going to require strict action. Steve, we've talked before about the legislation I have that would pause the resettlement program,
right.
refugee resettlement program,
right.
the Syrian refugees.
Very, very important. And of course,
important
today we had the CIA chief again, Congressman, said that ISIS is planning an attack like we saw in Turkey right here. So your bill is of the utmost importance. Listen, Congressman, have a safe holiday, and we'll speak to you soon.
Absolutely. Take care. Bye now.
Thank you.